I'm Sabrina Stone. I'm a chemical engineering senior at LA Tech.
And I'm Grant Vial. I'm also a senior in chemical engineering at Louisiana Tech.
And this is the pump lab for the junior lab. This is the reservoir tank, and coming off of it, we have the suction valve, which is a manual gate valve. And then this is the return valve, which is our manual globe valve. This is the flow meter that comes off of the globe valve, and it leads to these two ball valves, which are blue. They both lead into the pumps. This is the three-way valve that comes off of pump 2 and leads to pump 1. This is the computer that monitors all of the current readings, and in order to collect your data, you're going to want to bring a USB drive with you.
While running this lab, there are a couple hazards you will need to watch out for. Right here we have electrical equipment near water, so you'll need to be careful of that. Additionally, you need to make sure you wear your PPE, including hard hat, safety glasses, long pants, and closed-toe shoes. Also, be aware that you cannot run the pump lab, heat exchanger lab, and the blender at the same time.
If the tank is not filled up to this point, you're going to want to fill it up with deionized water. And then after you do that, you can plug in this cord into the outlet, and then you can flip on this switch. And then on this, there's a switch that needs to be flipped on and also one on the back. Once you do that, you can then open up the Armfield software so you can record your data.
To start the experiment, first you have to prime the pumps. To do that, you're going to set them up for parallel flow by opening both blue valves as such. Then you're going to open the red three-way valve in this configuration. After that, you're going to want to go to the computer and you're going to set it to parallel under mode. It's the third option. Then turn on both pumps, set the pump setting to 100, and then press go. This is going to send water throughout the whole system. Once there is no more air bubbles trapped in the system is primed. Then go back, you can turn off your pumps and let the system settle before you start your first run.
So now we want to set the system up for a single pump run. You want both of these valves to be completely open. You also want this valve to be open and this one to be closed, and also your three-way valve to be closed. This is so that the water can flow into pump 1 and back into the tank. Next, we're going to go to the computer and select single mode, and then you can turn on pump 1, and you're also going to put the pump 1 setting at 100, and then the next two runs that you'll do will be at 75 and at 50. For each run, you're going to want to decrease your total flow rate by 10% by slowly closing this valve until you reach 0%. Once you hit 0%, you're going to want to make sure that you get your data very quickly because it can cause damage to your system if this is closed for too long. To collect your data, you're going to want to go to Table, and then to collect a data point, you press Go. And you're going to want to make sure that each time you decrease by 10%, you collect a data point.
After the single run, you're going to want to do 2 more runs, one for series, one for parallel. To set the system up for series, you're going to want to keep the pump 1 blue valve closed, leave this one open, and set the three-way valve up as shown. To set the system up for parallel, set it up the same way you set it up when you prime the system. Run both the series and parallel runs the same way you ran the single pump, decreasing the flow rate by 10% of the full flow using the discharge valve right here.
For your last run, which is the suction run, you're going to set your system up the same way you set it up whenever you ran the single pump run. Then you're going to run this the exact same way that you ran the single pump, but instead of decreasing the flow rate by using the discharge valve, you're going to decrease it by using the suction valve.
Last run is completed. You are done with the experiment. Turn off all your pumps and unplug the system. Clean up any water leaks from the system.